Well, hello everybody and welcome again. We are here for another video. Yep, another video. Oh, what is that? Ooh, look at that. Nope, guessed it wrong. We're not here to talk about a bicycle. We're here to talk about a dryer. If you're experiencing problems with your dryer that is not heating, it turns on and it spins, but it doesn't heat. Well, you are watching a good video and I will show you how to fix that problem. And the dryer that we'll be working today on is going to be an electric dryer. If you have this big connector, the 3-prong or the 4-prong, that is an electric dryer. If you have that small little black connector, then that is a gas dryer. And the same thing that we are going to do to this dryer, we could do it to a Whirlpool, Kenmore, State, Roper, Crossley, all those different dryers, they have the same system and they work the same. They have the same components and they have the same problems. Like I mentioned earlier, if your dryer is spinning and is working but it's not heating, then we'll be fixing that problem today. And we will be taking it apart and checking there's three things that cause that. And the tools that we are going to be using today is gonna be, you can see right here, it's a Craftsman. I don't know what size is that. It says quarter socket. Or we could use this. This is a quarter socket. If you don't have this by any chance, then you can always use this quarter socket, and that will be good for that. Okay, the first things first that we are going to check before you take it apart, one of the first tests that I always do is sometimes the breaker pops. The electric dryers like this one, that I have right here, sometimes they pop the breakers. This cord right here, the power cord connector, the way that it works, it has two powers and it has one ground. So the purpose of having two powers in one ground, that means that one of the powers goes to the motor to make the motor turn on, and the other power goes to the heating element. So 100% of the time where your dryer is spinning and is turning, but it's not heating, that means that your breaker and your breaker box, it might have popped out. So that's the first thing that we are going to check. Once you've done that, if you go to your power box outside of your house, and sometimes the breaker, what happens to it, it pops, but it doesn't look like it's popped. So you gotta wiggle it, and if you feel the one of the breakers they go to the dryer is wiggly, that is the one that popped from the heating element. So what you do there, if you're gonna force it to turn it off, and you'll click, and then you turn it back on, and that should fix the problem right there. So that's one of the problems that the heating element has on this kind of dryers. Now, if you already went to your breaker box and both of your breakers are good, remember, for this type of dryer, electric dryer, you got two breakers. And for the gas dryer, it's only one breaker. So if you already want to go to your breaker box and you turn off and on both of the breakers, then this is gonna be our next test. So we get our drill. Here you see it, folks. Right here we are behind the dryer. The second thing that we are going to check on this, if your heating element don't turn on, this is the little fuse that gives power to the heating element. It has like a little sensor in there that makes your heating turn on and everything. And then if this is broken here, I will show you how to replace it right now too. This is like a fuse that we got to replace. So you take off the wires first, both of the wires. Let me see if I could do it with one hand. So you get your little socket here. You take that off. And there you go. This is the little fuse. That's the second thing that you check to see if your heating element don't turn on. So since this one, we know that this one is working, we'll put it back in place. Okay, now the third thing that we can check is the heating element itself, which is right here. So we get our screwdriver. This one has two bolts, one right here and one on the right side, one on the left and one on the right. And the way that you take that out, you just pull it towards you and pull it down, and then you could see this is the heating element. Now the way that you could tell if this one is working or not working, you just feel those springs like this, and sometimes they'll have like a little crack and they'll be separated. So since this is all one single spring going, it starts right here and it goes all the way around and back around, and then it goes in through there, goes through the back, and it goes 90% of the time when the heating element breaks, it's always under it. So you could stick your hand under it like that. You could stick your hand and you could feel up to the second spring that's back there, and do the same thing on the other side. With your other hand, you put your hand in there, behind it, and feel into the second. But for some reason, of all my years of experience that I've been dealing with these heating elements, it's always the second spring. When you put your hand in behind it, it's always 190% of the time is that back spring. I do not have a clue why, but it's always behind that over there. So the way that you take this off, you just disconnect them from right here. Disconnect these three cables here, and then go get your new heating element. Connect the three wires back, and then that's it. You are ready to roll with a new heating element. Now we are going to put it back. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. If you have any comments, if you have any questions, don't forget to put them down below. And I'll get back to you as soon as I see it. Don't be scared, don't be afraid. This is something easy. And remember, every time that you learn something, you can always use it for your advantage. There you go. So those are the three main things that cause the dryer to don't be heating. Whenever you are going to put this back on there, make sure that you don't tie them up. Make sure that you always put all the screws back in there, and so that way you could have wiggle room, because if you tie one up, then you're not gonna be able to move the other ones, and you're gonna have a hard time putting those screws back together in there. And there you go, people. Whoop, 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 whoop. One thing before I forget, people. If you own a state and dryer and you're experiencing the same issues, that it's spinning, the motor turns on, but it doesn't heat, the first thing that you do on that dryer, of course, shake your breakers first. And the second thing, that only that dryer, that's the only one that so far I experienced problems with the timer. So the way that you could shake the timer on the state dryer is when you go to turn it on, you put it on very hot, or on the timer, and then you press the button to turn it on. And once you hear the motor turns on and everything, all you gotta do to the timer is put a little bit of pressure to the side. And if you hear a click down there, then your timer is gonna be bad. Like I mentioned earlier, that only happens on the state electric dryers and on the state gas dryers. All the other ones, either is always the fuse, the heating element, or the breaker. But on the state dryers only, that will be the fuse, the heating element, or the breakers, or the timer. And the state dryers is 90% the timer all the time. So the way that you test it, you put it on your very dry or on your 30-second timer, and when you turn it on and you go to hit the start button and it turns on, push it to the side, and then if you hear like a little click, then that means that your timer, you gotta replace the timer. And the timer, well, you can always get it from eBay. All you gotta do is take this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 screws off, and then you'll see the back of your timer there. And most of these dryers, whenever you take the button out like this, they have a little screw that's holding the timer in place. And they have two screws back here, so that way when you remove it and you disconnect it, you unplug it, and then you'll have the model number and the timer, because all of the model numbers are different. There's like 3 dryers that use the same timer, but on the state is weird. It's really rare to find that timer. But that's the state dryer is the only dryer that is 90% the timer. But on the other dryers, the Whirlpool, Kenmore, always check the breaker first, then check the fuse, and then check your heating element. And then I hope that you got your dryer back running, and I hope this video helped you. And if it did, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And remember too that if you guys help me get 1,000 subscribers, I will be giving a washer and a dryer free. That's gonna be your choice if you wanna set like this one, or a set like the new ones, like a Samsung, LG, and those other new ones that they have. But if you guys help me get 1,000 subscribers, I will be choosing one of you guys to get a free set for you guys. Remember, all you gotta type in down below in the comment section, hook me up with a set, so that way you could go and enter to win a set of washer and dryer, your brand, your type, whatever you want, whatever you need, and I'll give it to you for free. I want to take this opportunity to thank you guys for liking, sharing, and subscribing, and I wish you all the best. Remember always that whatever you learned today, you can always use it to your advantage. Either if you want to make a little money on the side, if you want to learn some more, keep watching my videos. I got how to fix washing machines, and I'm gonna be posting more videos of dryers. I'm gonna be replacing every component, replacing motors, and telling you how to fix it, and if what causes it to break down, and how to replace it, and so on and so forth. Same thing with the dryers. And I also have another videos where I'll be giving that bicycle away. And I'm gonna be posting more videos of the bicycle. I'll be posting more videos of the dryers, and be posting more videos of the washing machines. So if you guys are interested in getting a bicycle or a washer and dryer, just help me get 1,000 subscribers. And I hope that you guys have a good rest of your life and enjoy life to the fullest. And don't forget that Jesus Christ loves you. He died for us, for our sins, and to have eternal life. And I hope I helped somebody out there. And don't forget that what you learned today, you can always use it to your advantage, and you can always help somebody else, or you can also start your own little business and or your YouTube channel too, man. You never know. And don't forget that if you already own a YouTube channel, let me know, put it down on my link so that way I could, like it and share it, and we could both grow together and go up as high as we want. Just keep going, keep posting videos, finish your projects, and do everything that you had to do. Don't be spending too much time on TV. Don't be spending too much on playing video games unless you are doing it for a good purpose, like recording videos for YouTube or any other media or anything that you want to do. As long as you're doing for something that's gonna help you. Always keep yourself happy, healthy, and stay strong. God bless you all, and until the next video.